After nearly 1 year of controversy surrounding this topic, Overwatch recently announced that whatever's left of PvE is being scrapped. Seriously can't go one day without Blizzard making a mistake. What is going on YouTube and the great people of the internet? It is your boy ThunderBuddy29 here, back today with another video. And honestly, I did not think I would ever make a video on Overwatch 2 again. The last time I did was in June of last year, around the time when PvE officially got cancelled. But over time, eventually, some PvE content got released, but you had to pay $20 for. But just as of recently, they had officially announced that there is going to be no longer any more future content for PvE, which means it is now being completely scrapped altogether. Like, I swear, Overwatch never fails to disappoint its player base. Now, before I deep dive into this video, first of all, I hope you enjoy these types of videos, and if you do enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share this with your friends, and hit that bell so you will never miss another video. And of course, join the channel today. We would love to have you here on the channel, so join today for as low as $2 a month. Link in the description below. But anyways, we got some stuff to get into in this video, so without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Alright folks, so as just recently Overwatch Cavalry tweeted, Overwatch 2 PvE content has reportedly been scrapped. Developers were informed that the company does not plan to finish any of the remaining planned PvE content and will instead double down on competitive player vs. player gameplay. So that tweet is pretty much saying that they are no longer going to focus on PvE at all, instead focus on PvP, which is the same style gameplay that this game has been since the very beginning. The reason why Overwatch 2 became a sequel to begin with, and the only thing that makes it completely different from the first game, was PvE. And now they're no longer going to have anything to do with PvE, instead be that same old PvP game that it's been since the beginning. At this point, Overwatch 2 does not even deserve to be called a sequel, because it's just been the same old game that we've been playing for years. And even before the announcement of PvE being cancelled, they were already in dire straits. They were hitting rock bottom since day one. But after the cancellation of PvE that happened back in May of last year, it just pushed a lot of people over the edge. Half of the Overwatch community, at least whatever was left of it, felt so betrayed. Then you had millions of people quitting the game in droves. But about 3 months after that fiasco, they would eventually release some PvE missions, which you had to pay $20 for. But there was pretty much nothing else after that. No updates, just silence. Well, until now. The announcement of them scrapping PvE altogether. And the real reason why it's being scrapped is because it was reported to have very low sales during the month of August. But why was that the case? Well, here's two reasons of what I think. Like, number one, there was little to no updates after the month of August. And number two, if they would have just released these missions in May instead of making that big announcement of canceling PvE and alienating half of the community, the sales probably would have done better. Because by the time that they would release these missions in August, 3 months after, it pretty much did not even matter at that point, because most of the people that had patiently waited for this still felt betrayed and pissed off of what Blizzard did back in May, and by the time that these missions got released in August, most of those people were already long gone. And they had moved on. And honestly, as they should, because nothing really much had happened after that. Like, all we saw was a couple new maps and a couple new heroes, and that was it. The same type of typical average updates that we have seen in this game year after year. And now they're saying that PvE is 100% scrapped, and now they're going to 100% focus on player versus player modes 100% of the time, nothing more or less than that. Honestly, I think that's going to be a recipe of disaster. Because like what I said before, this game was already in dire straits. They were already having a lot of problems, like people were already getting bored of the game. And it's been constantly receiving negative reviews on Google. And since my previous video from last year, the rating's actually gone down a little bit more since. But then on top of everything else, then you had the PvE cancellation fiasco in May of last year, which pushed a lot of people over the edge, which means they are still dealing with the problems that they were having before, and still dealing with the PvE cancellation on top of everything else. And just for them to make the announcement that they are going to 100% focus on player versus player modes, but nothing else but that. And they're double downing on it too. And the thing I just want to ask is, why do all these companies have such a weird obsession with double downing? Like, have they not learned from other companies of when they double downed? Like, shouldn't they realize that most companies, when they double down on something bad 99% of the time, doesn't usually end that well? But knowing Blizzard, they pretty much don't learn. And they don't really care either. But to wrap up this video, at this point, this game should no longer be called a sequel because it's really not that different from the previous game. And the worst part is they are now openly admitting it. By saying that you're going to 100% of the time focus on PvP and nothing else, Overwatch 2 has gotten so unpopular to the point that the matchmaking system is so broken again. And this is the worst matchmaking I have ever seen in any video game I've ever played. Even to the point that I was versing the same guy in competitive 3 times in one night. And if they're not going to offer us anything else but the same old shit that we've been playing for years, the game itself is going to die eventually because people are already naturally getting bored of the game. And even as of February in the last 30 days, according to ActivePlayer.io, they have not been doing that good right now. And from this point on, it will only continue to get worse. If this video does not do that well, or if this video does not make an algorithm, it will once again prove my point that nobody cares about this game anymore. But either way, Overwatch is nothing but a shadow of its former self. But what do you guys think of this decision? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys enjoyed or agree with this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications so you will never miss another video. Follow me on Twitter/X. I love you guys and I appreciate all the support that you've been giving me. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video. And this is ThunderBuddy29. Sign off.